front F, front F sharp, then we're going to altissimo G. All right, guys, so when you're playing these overtones, one of the things you don't want to worry about is how they sound terrible when you just start to play them, right? The point of these exercises is to help you to develop the strength with your embouchure so that when you're ready to play your altissimo notes, then they come out easier, right? It's like the vegetables. They don't always taste very good, but they're good for you anyhow, right? So we're going to cheat our way to these overtones. When I just started playing these overtones, I didn't know how to play them and it was very frustrating, but having found an easy way how to do it, I'm going to show you today how you can cheat to play these overtones because they're going to help you later. Okay, so let me teach you one note here quickly. So the first overtone that we're going to play is on our B flat, but we want to play this front B flat, okay? This B flat. So you're holding down this key and this little pearl right here, and you're doing so with your first index finger on the left. So we are going to play this B flat without the octave key, and then we are going to just drop down to the low B flat, okay? To the low B flat, and that's how we are going to be able to produce the first overtone. So here we go. So once you are able to produce that, you want to be able to do it without dropping down. So you have the tone in your head and you just finger the low B flat, right? Everything down there, the low B flat, and then you just produce the overtone. Notice how it sounds tangy, right? Or tingy, if that's a better use for the word. Now, even before slurring down to the B, you could cheat your way up by just sliding into your B from there. Okay, but you can do the same thing. You finger the B, and we're going to just drop down to that low B. So, right? And so now you know the B flat and the low B. So, while fingering your low B flat and your low B, you should be producing the tone or the sound one octave, okay? Then we are going to go to the next key, of course, which is our C. So finger your C up there with the middle finger on your left hand. Okay? And then you want to be able to just play it like that. C sharp is the same thing. Everything open. Okay? And then you can also do it with the B, with the D. But the D now, you know you're going to use the octave key, right? For your middle D, which is. And that second part that you hear there is me coming off the octave key. Notice I was showing you my thumb that I wasn't on the octave key while I'm playing that D. E flat, same thing. Then you produce the E flat without the thumb. Right? So then you want to be able to produce all those sounds without the octave key and without slurring down. So we're going to our low B flat to B to C to C sharp or D flat up to D up to E flat. Okay? And you could continue all the way up. But you don't need to know all the overtones in the whole series, right? The next step is to be able to produce the fifth of the scale. So the fifth of B flat is F. So you want to sound this note. Okay? That's the note you want to sound. But you're not going to slur down to that F or to the B flat to get that. You want to be able to use your embouchure to do the work. So we're going to finger the low B flat and produce the octave, which is the overtone B flat, and then the F. So and then if you cannot produce the F sharp on the B, you can slide your way into it. So once you are able to get that F, then you can slide into that F sharp by moving to that B, okay? Until you can get it where you just hold the B and you produce the octave and the fifth. Notice I slid into the C with that, right? Until you are able to just hold the C, produce the octave and the fifth, right? Okay? And you can slide into the C sharp from there. Until you are able to just blow the C sharp. You can slide into the D. So we're cheating, right? But then you want to be able to just play both of them. We're sliding into the E flat, okay? But then you want to be able to produce the E flat by itself. Okay? And then the next step from there actually is you want to be able to produce the octave above, the fifth, and then another octave. So you produce the B flat, and you're going to be sounding an octave above, then the fifth, then another octave. So you'll be sounding like this on the B flat. Then on the B. And you can continue all the way up. But as I said to you, you don't have to know all the overtones. You just need to know a few. If you know 3, if you know 4, if you know 5, whichever, that will help you to produce those high notes on your horn and going into the altissimo range. What is important is less about how many of the overtones you know and how often, how consistent you practice these overtones. So let's say you can only produce the overtone on your overtones on your B flat and on your B. Then you take your saxophone, you take out your timer, set it for 5 or 10 minutes every day, okay? Because that's what's going to make the difference. Practicing it over a long period of time. You cannot do this 1 day, 2 days, and it's going to work. You have to do it for a long period of time. Like going to the gym to build muscles, you have to go for a lengthy period of time if that's something you're interested in, or if you want to lose weight, right? You have to do it for a lengthy period of time. So every day you pull out your planner and you pull out your timer and you set it for 5 or 10 minutes and you work on these overtones. And the more you work on them, the easier they become. And then when you are ready to play your high notes, so let's say for example I'm going to play my front E, my front F, my front F sharp, and I'm going to go to my altissimo G, then you are able to do those. So here we go with front E, front F, front F sharp, then we're going to altissimo G. right? Once you know your overtones or you practice a few of these overtones, then playing the altissimo notes in the altissimo range become way easier to produce than if you only practice them once and forget them. There's no trick, there's no shortcut, you have to put in the work. So you can go on and continue to watch hundreds of YouTube videos, but if you've never taken the ideas that you've watched before, whether from me or other sax teachers, and you've never implemented them, it's not going to help you in the long run. The whole point is that you take one of these exercises and you practice it over a long period of time. As always, Saxo friend, push, play until something happens. Peace.